Hey guys, Sausage here. I'm going to show you how to run Shattered Throne on a Solar Titan using Loreley Splendor, Malfeasance, Callous Mini Tool, and Apex Predator. This is tied with Pit of Heresy for the easiest dungeon in the game, so there are multiple subclasses, exotics, and loadouts you can use. This is just what I am using in this video. Let's get started. After loading into the dungeon, run until you come across a group of enemies. Upon seeing these enemies, you will have taken Acolytes, Acolyte's Eyes, and a special enemy named Labyrinth Architect. After defeating all of the enemies, Labyrinth Architect will drop an awoken symbol that will project somewhere around the nearby area. You then must traverse this awoken plane looking for the area with the corresponding symbol. You do not necessarily need to remember what the symbol is because enemies will spawn around the correct location, letting you know you are in the right place, but it will help to keep track of where you've been and where you're going. Once there, kill the enemies again, and the Labyrinth Architect will drop another symbol. Traverse the awoken plane looking for the next set of enemies, kill them, and rinse and repeat until you are back in the beginning room with the downward facing bird that you killed the first set of enemies in. After killing this last set of enemies, the floor will open up to reveal a massive hole. After jumping down the hole, follow the path until you come to this staircase. Make an immediate left and jump down to this section here. There are taken ads down here that some people say you can run past, but I'm a slow and steady kind of guy, so I recommend taking out the little guys with Callous Mini Tool and anyone a little tougher with Malfeasance. After this, keep moving forward and continue killing any enemies you see. Upon reaching this top mezzanine area, you will find more ads with a sniper and an even tankier enemy named Asterion set apart. Use Callous Mini Tool to melt the ads and Asterion's shield, then Malfeasance to take him down. After that, keep moving. In this next room, I recommend picking a side, either left or right, and slowly traversing as you kill enemies from a distance with Malfeasance. About halfway, you will be forced to come back to the middle of the room, but by then you'll have most of the enemies down and you'll have breathing room to finish off the stragglers. Some people say you can ignore all of these enemies in this room as well and run straight through, but again, slow and steady wins the race. Why take the chance of running through just to save 3 minutes when you could potentially die and need to restart the dungeon? Play it safe, kill the enemies. The next room, you will want to be careful. You are traversing very narrow walkways that also have ogres that spawn. What I recommend is that whenever you hear an ogre about to spawn, turn around and head back to whatever the biggest platform is and shoot from there. The last thing you want is to get shot and fall off into the void. Once at the end, jump across this gap and run into the next room. Don't worry, the gap is not as large as it seems. After finishing this section, you will enter an area with a slowed debuff. You cannot sprint and you cannot double jump. Do not worry though, as the ads are nothing more than the weakest enemies in the game, Shadow Thrall, nothing Incandescent can't handle. Traverse this area until you come out of the portal on the other side, leaving the slowed debuff behind. Platform your way to the other side, hang a right, then a left shortly after this, and you will come to a room where the floor is lava. We all know how to play this game. If you touch the ground, you die. Not to worry though, you won't actually die if you touch the ground. In fact, you hardly take damage. You will take damage nonetheless, so I do recommend staying off of it as much as possible. Once out of the lava floor room, hang a right, platform, then you'll come to an area with a bunch of phalanx. Make short work of them and continue moving forward. Finally, we have come to the first boss, Vorgeth, the Boundless Hunger. This boss has a shield around him you must take down by collecting 4 debuffs from around the room. In this room there will be 4 groups of enemies. There may be goblins and vandals, but the important enemy here are the wizards, Keeper of Petitions. After killing a wizard, it will drop a debuff on the ground. Run over, pick it up, and you will now have Petitioner's Mark with a 45-second timer. Once picking this up, run to another area of this room to find another wizard. Kill it, grab that debuff, and do this again and again until you have killed all 4 wizards and grab their debuffs. Each time you grab the debuff, you will reset the timer and gain a stack of Petitioner's Mark. I also recommend utilizing cover as much as you can here. The Taken Vandals will do more damage to you than the boss, but the boss's attacks will push you backwards and it is extremely annoying. So, make sure you're hiding when you can. Upon grabbing your 4th debuff, Petitioner's Mark will change to Petitioner's Burden. From here, there are multiple areas in the middle where you can dunk and get rid of your debuff. When you do, the boss's shield will drop and it is time for DPS. Pop your super, use your heavy, and malfeasance if you need to. The boss will shoot some taken meatballs at you, but malfeasance can make short work of them. Be careful if you're not in your super, as a single meatball will not kill you, but all of them together can definitely do some damage. Expect this encounter to last give or take 2 damage phases. Now you are halfway done with this dungeon. With this being Bungie's first ever dungeon, there are no chests. You automatically claim your reward after killing the boss. So, no need to look for a chest, just keep moving forward. Again, more platforming until you reach an area with some wizards. Kill them, but before you go up the elevator, look around for any heavy ammo that was dropped. You may have noticed the first boss did not have a rally point. This dungeon is so old that there are not only no chests, but also no rallies either. As you progress, you will come across more taken enemies. Continue pushing through until you come to the staircase with non-stop Shadow Thrall. These enemies will not stop, so just use Callous Mini Tool to ignite them and make your way to the top at whatever speed you feel most comfortable with. At the top, hang a right. You will enter a room with a bunch of phalanx. Be careful here as they can boop you off the edge with their shields. After dispatching the phalanx, you will be outside of the building, traversing a small ledge with snipers and taken portals that can also boop you off the edge. Carefully make your way to the next opening in the building, take the elevators up, and now you will be face to face with the final boss, Dul Inkaru, the Eternal Return. To anyone who is interested in the lore, you might like to know that this is one of Savathun's 3 children. As for the fight, the boss is immune until you kill one of the 3 Hive Darkblade Knights, Alaktor, Ba-Kur, and Garog. Upon dropping their health 2/3, they will become faster and be more aggressive with trying to kill you. Defeating this enemy will drop a debuff called Finite Thought that will allow you to damage the boss. What I recommend is to try to get all 3 Darkblades down to 1/3 health and kill them as closely together as you can. All 3 will drop debuffs and all 3 debuffs will stack, allowing you to do more damage than if you just had 1 or 2. If you do not kill the boss in one phase, make sure to jump to the middle pedestal to cleanse yourself of the debuff. The debuff only lasts for a total of 45 seconds and it does not reset if you pick up all 3. If you wait to pick up the 3rd debuff with only 10 seconds left, the timer will not reset. You will still only have 10 seconds. So, if you do not kill the boss in one phase, make sure to cleanse yourself so you do not die. As for the Darkblades, if you take too long killing them, the boss will summon a crystal behind her that will put a shield around the Darkblades. You must destroy this crystal to remove the shields. You may have also seen Taken Scion as well. They will not hurt you by themselves, but in groups they can definitely do some damage. So, don't forget to ignite them and get them out of the way. And that's it. Assuming you didn't die, you have now solo flawless Shattered Throne. Good job, Guardian. Anyway, I think I'm going to cut the video here. Mahoney out.